Tonight on A Deadline.
This is an existential crisis for Transat. Transat may not survive if it goes on strike.
More flights grounded ahead of expected job action. Plus, protecting women.
We have seen numerous femicides here in the City of London alone.
The new strategy pushing for cultural change. And kids helping kids.
It just makes me feel really happy to give toys and stuff to other kids that don't have much.
The student mission to build their own toy mountain.
CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Air Transat pilots are poised for strike action with a deadline set for early tomorrow morning. Airline officials say negotiations are ongoing, but they aren't taking chances, winding down operations during one of the busiest travel periods of the year. With the latest, here's Heather Wright.
Air Transat check-in counters quiet today as the clock ticks down to a possible pilot strike. The current negotiations have been described as intensive as the union and airline try to avert the first pilot strike in the company's history. Air Transat says it has improved its most recent offer to the union and is encouraging them to accept it.
As an example, for a senior captain, top scale, year 5, we're looking at over $100,000 pay increase on a yearly basis. So this is a significant, very generous offer that we've made.
Air Transat's 750 pilots are represented by the Airlines Pilot Association, the union that negotiated last fall's deal for Air Canada pilots, which included a 42% pay bump. Experts say ALPA is using that same playbook here.
They're trying to replicate roughly the same deal as they can that Air Canada pilots achieved again last year, going up to the last minute, but they averted a strike in that case.
In a statement, ALPA says both sides remain at the bargaining table. We owe it to our passengers and pilots to reach a deal. We are committed to negotiating a fair and modern contract that will bring stability to our pilots and our airline. Air Transat has not turned an annual profit since 2018, and if the pilots do strike, some wonder how long the airline could survive.
This is, in my opinion, an existential crisis for Transat. Transat may not survive if it goes on strike.
This afternoon, Air Transat announced it would be canceling a second wave of flights, bringing the total today to 12, with another 6 flights already canceled for tomorrow. Heather Wright, CTV News, Mississauga, Ontario.
London's police chief delivered his annual update to a council committee this afternoon, coming off a weekend that saw half a dozen shootings, which officers say are connected.
6 shootings occurred between rival street gangs, bringing the year-to-date total to 28.
Police forensic unit markers show where bullets hit a home in East London. The owners declined to speak on camera, but told CTV News the home was actually targeted 3 times over 2 days. No injuries have been reported from any of the gunfire. The police chief says the city is trending lower when it comes to serious crimes this year, despite the recent shooting spree. He says when it comes to the crime severity index, London has been below the national average in recent years.
Our people are doing some incredible work. We have great officers and units targeting organized crime, but still we've been under-resourced for a very long time.
Police in Sarnia say they've charged a 56-year-old man with attempted murder, accused of trying to kill a woman in a case of intimate partner violence. Officers say they were called to a residence in southeast Sarnia last night. They say a woman could be heard screaming on a 911 call, but they could not pinpoint an exact address. Police say they went door to door, eventually encountering a woman with a slash to her neck, injuries on her face, and blood-stained clothing. Police say a man was then arrested, and the woman is now in hospital in stable condition. Officials with the Perth Huron United Way say they've purchased a 54-unit seniors residence in Listowel. As Scott Miller reports, it's the latest project in their efforts to add local affordable housing options.
United Housing officials are getting their first look at the results of months of restoration and stabilization work at their new affordable apartment complex under construction in downtown Listowel.
There's a lot of progress. I mean, a lot of deconstruction, but you can't really do the construction without the deconstruction.
Launched 2 years ago, United Housing is a branch of the United Way of Perth Huron, specifically focused on building and or acquiring affordable housing in the 2 counties. Their first project, a roughly $2.5 million plan to create 10 affordable and attainable apartments in downtown Listowel, along with a community access center on the main floor. Now, the main floor should be open in January, but construction on the actual apartments may not begin until next year. In the meantime, United Housing has jumped into the affordable housing market with both feet, agreeing to take over ownership and management of Perth Meadows in Listowel, a not-for-profit housing project with 54 units previously owned and managed by the municipality of North Perth.
Not only are we not building enough affordable and attainable housing, every year we lose thousands of units to the private market where prices then get jacked up. So one of our core activities is acquiring properties and making sure that they remain affordable and attainable.
Transferred for $1, the Perth Meadows acquisition means United Housing can focus their fundraising efforts on the downtown apartments. Community bonds are one way United Housing is raising that cash. For a return of as much as 3.5%, anyone can invest in United Housing's affordable housing projects.
Money at a good rate is really important to be able to sort of cash flow a project. So it's sort of like you can do good in your community, you can make a little bit of money, and it works for everyone.
More than 84% of their $735,000 community bonds goal has already been raised. United Housing's plan is to own and operate 100 affordable housing units by 2030. With the acquisition of the 54 units at Perth Meadows and soon to be 10 more in downtown Listowel, the not-for-profit is well on its way. In Listowel, Scott Miller, CTV News.
The executive director of the Unity Project is expressing concerns for Londoners experiencing homelessness who will be relocated to a community of 60 micro-shelters next month. Daryl Newcomb reports.
Construction of London's micro-shelter community on Cheese Factory Road is now underway. But at City Hall, the executive director of Unity Project expressed concern about the selection of a private company, Expera, to operate the 60-unit facility for homeless Londoners.
The reliance on resource-strapped charities to buffer a for-profit company reflects real practical risks for the people who will live there.
Moving people to a cornfield beside the 401 removes them from services and sends a clear message that you are not welcome in our community.
There is understandable fear that we are drifting away from the values of dignity, inclusion, and compassion.
It's aiming to open in January, but Councillor Sam Trosso put forward a motion seeking a report with more details about transportation, services from nonprofits, and emergency services.
I'm not trying to undermine the staff, but I do think that there are gaps in the information that this council has been provided.
City staff said the design and procurement process has included consultation, as well as visiting micro-shelter communities in other cities. Nonprofit frontline service providers will be asked to attend a meeting on December 18th to work with city staff on what services can be provided at the site, but noted it will depend on the specific needs of the individuals chosen to live there.
We are not coming here without all the information. We're trying to come to you with as much information as we have currently.
Feedback from community partners has already been embedded into the project at this point and has been reflected in the site plan alterations and the service alterations.
While staff said they would re-examine the possibility of building a bus stop closer to the site, it was revealed that Expera has agreed to provide transportation for residents, although the details are still being worked out.
Frustrated but reluctantly resigned. I think that's probably exactly what I feel. We need the space.
This is somewhere that we can make work. This is somewhere that the public can support, and that we can actually take the opportunity to bring an additional 60 spaces online in a very short period of time.
Trosso's motion was defeated, but council will receive memos updating them about progress in the coming weeks. Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
We are live on location tonight at Magic of Lights at the Fanshawe Conservation Area. It's the 5th year of Magic of Lights, and it just gets better and better every year. Rob Graham joins us. He's the show manager tonight. Rob, this is such an awesome way to kick off the holidays or celebrate a holiday tradition. This year, so many highlights. Give us, what can people expect when they come out here?
Well, we have a brand new display this year. It's our fairy tale display. We've got Rapunzel in there, we got unicorns, fairies, all kinds of really nice stuff.
And it's a 2.5 2.5 kilometer drive through, 2 million lights. And tonight's a special night as well.
Yes, it's Swiftmas tonight.
That would be Taylor Swift?
Yes, it would be. We're collecting toys for Toy Mountain, and everyone who donates a toy gets a free Taylor Swift bracelet.
Ooh, all those Swifties are going to love it. And there's some Swiftie tunes as they drive through.
Yes, there are. We found as many as we could just to make sure they had something to listen to.
All right, and who are you holding here?
This is our favorite little reindeer that we have. We haven't named him yet, but he's definitely magical. He lights up. He's super soft.
Can you get one of these? Or?
You can buy one of these guys, yeah, right at the gate, or you can buy them online at magicallights.com, or sorry, .ca/London, and we can definitely pre-purchase them there.
Yeah, you can hook you up. And there's a charity component as well. That's really important.
Yes, the Children's Health Foundation, they've been out a few nights for us. We've been trying to collect as many donations as we can for them. And thank you to all those people who've been donating online for us as well.
All right, and how can people get tickets, and how long is this open for?
So you go right to our website, magicallights.ca, and we are open till January 3rd.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, and it's anytime tickets? How's that work?
Anytime they can come in. Absolutely.
Okay, well, tonight's feeling rather festive. We have snowfall. We have lots of watches and warnings to get to this evening. Let's take a look at our regional map, and you can see the area lit up in yellow. That is a snowfall warning. And along the northern shoreline of Lake Erie, a special weather statement warning of some heavy snowfall. Right now, some light, patchy, freezing drizzle coming down in London, sitting at -1. That's our high for the day. We do have some flurries still coming through the Georgian Bay area and just north of Toronto. We started the day with some snowfall. That coming to an end, but I'm tracking an Alberta Clipper, and that will bring us some heavy snowfall starting overnight. You can see it's already spread into Minnesota and Wisconsin. That will be diving in, and snowfall amounts will be climbing. We're expecting upwards of 20 centimeters in some areas. In London overnight, expect 10. Freezing drizzle over the next couple of hours. The temperature is going to come up to the freezing mark, and the winds out of the southwest. Tomorrow, heading out the door, will be quite a different story. We will be digging out, especially in terms of this snow that's coming in tonight. It does have some moisture with it, so you want to pack your patience as you head out the door. Coming up, I'll take you through the extended forecast. We'll look at cold air following this system, the risk for lake effect flurries and snow squalls. I'll have all of that coming up live from a Magic of Lights at Fanshawe Conservation Area, and the cars are starting to stream in for Swiftmas. I'll have more coming up live again in just a bit. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Julie. A shelter-in-place order was issued in Strathroy today. Police were spotted on Scott Street West near Princess Street early this afternoon. For nearly 2 hours, they told nearby residents to stay inside with their doors and windows locked. Around 3 p.m., witnesses reported one person at the front of a home with hands over his head, and police have since confirmed an arrest, lifting the shelter-in-place order with no injuries reported. The London Abused Women's Centre is unveiling a new strategic plan, which officials say should meet rising demand for their services. As Lauren Stallone reports, it's also meant to push for long-term cultural change.
The London Abused Women's Centre is implementing a new strategic plan aimed at improving the centre's ability to respond to urgent survivor needs.
Our theme for the strategic plan is about shifting power, and so we want to make it of the utmost importance to listen to women with lived experience.
The plan outlines key pillars that will guide the centre's work over the next several years.
One is really focused on meeting women where they're at and providing that survivor-centered support. We also need to make sure that our staff are equipped to be able to provide the support that's necessary.
Jennifer Dunn, Executive Director at LAWC, says the plan comes at a time when demand for services continues to grow and feminist-centered advocacy is critically needed.
We have seen numerous femicides here in the City of London alone. Between 2023 and 2024, there were 4 femicides in London, Ontario. And so we need to pay attention to that.
Dunn says the recent Hockey Canada case shed light on the importance of driving long-term systemic and cultural change in our community.
Just because they were found not guilty doesn't mean that nothing happened, and we need to pay attention to that and really be talking to, men and young boys about what that means.
Dunn says she is thankful for the government's support in making the plan possible.
We ended up being successful with a grant that we applied for through WAGE, which is a federal ministry for capacity building.
Lauren Stallone, CTV News.
Construction is complete on the latest phase of a downtown Woodstock beautification project. As Brian Bicknell reports, officials hope the timing attracts more people to the area for the holidays.
Rolling curbs and benches, new lighting, planters and crosswalks. It's all part of the new look for a more modern and accessible downtown Woodstock.
I was just thinking how lovely those flower containers are, or, you know, it's really pleasant to be here and walking along the street. I can definitely say that.
Woodstock has completed phase 2 of its downtown streetscape project, which began in spring. After months of construction, businesses are eager to welcome back customers.
It started before Mother's Day, and Mother's Day is a big day for us. And the wedding season, yeah, it can come through the back door, but yeah, it's no fun. But it is back on track, but it takes a long time to recuperate that large gap of revenue, if you can.
Just the aesthetics of it, for one thing. The parking is super accessible. The roads are clean. The stoplights are new. We're slowly filling up all the stores.
Carrie Baird with the Downtown Development Office says she hopes the improvements will bring people downtown who wouldn't otherwise come.
We have nice wide sidewalks to walk around. It gives you the ability, if you normally go to one spot, take a walk and go try something else and go to see a new store that you may not have known was down here.
Now, not everyone is delighting in the new streetscape project, with each phase costing about $3 million. At least one councillor says that money could have been better spent elsewhere.
Sanitary system goes back to 1906.
Mark Schattenberg reads from a long list of streets he believes should have been rebuilt first.
The city does not have the money to do any of this work. Phase 1 and phase 2, in my opinion, should never have been done because it did not need to be done. And it's one of those things where you set your priorities.
The streetscape project is on hold for next year, but is expected to pick up again in 2027. Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
Canadian shoppers may reconsider crossing the border this year to complete their shopping lists, but as the Canadian dollar falls, American consumers appear eager to take advantage of lower prices north of the border. Travis Fortnum reports.
We get a lot of Americans that shop with us on a regular basis.
At Whiskey Jack Boutique in the heart of Windsor, owner Katie Stokes is used to seeing customers from across the river, and lately she says they're coming with one thing in mind: the strong U.S. dollar.
Sometimes it's a surprise, which is always fun, to give them that piece of information where they realize everything is basically 30% off.
Yeah. It's cute. And for visitors like Brittany Ocampo, that extra buying power adds up quickly.
I came out to Canada to celebrate a friend's birthday.
For her, Whiskey Jack was just one stop on a Canadian shopping spree.
She showed me like the difference in currency if I wanted to do Canadian dollars or US dollars, and it was about a $30 to $40 difference there. I was really surprised.
You have to take a number of things into account.
Economist Dr. Joseph Eisenhower says cross-border shopping can look different depending on which side you're coming from.
How much are you going to pay in tolls crossing the border? How much are you going to pay in the exchange rate conversion fee?
Things like tolls and conversion fees can shrink savings for Americans, and they're part of the reason many Canadians have stopped making trips in the other direction. The Canadian dollar has been sitting low against the U.S., and adding political tensions at the border, many local shoppers say it's just not worth heading stateside right now.
Right now, the American dollar is worth $1.40 in Canadian, but that changes every day. In fact, it changes every hour.
At Devonshire Mall, marketing manager Tina Asbrakis says that gap is helping draw more Americans over here, especially to stores like Lululemon.
Basically because it's the same price in Canadian and U.S. So when you come to Canada, let's just say tights that are $100 U.S., they are $100 Canadian. So then you save the $40 in exchange rate.
And as long as the dollar stays in this range, retailers expect to keep seeing more U.S. faces through the door.
So to see American shoppers coming back again, it's nice to see. I mean, we're neighbors, right?
Travis Fortnum, CTV News.
Students at a London elementary school are helping out thousands of other local children this month, partnering with the Salvation Army, collecting toys for families during the holidays. With more, here's Rita Ismail.
about holidays, Christmas. Anybody read these ones?
Erin Daly's sixth graders have spent the last few weeks building their own toy mountain, stacking up donations to help kids who might otherwise go without on Christmas morning. A lesson the educator says goes far beyond the classroom.
We live in a community where we have lots to give back, so it's really important for them to understand that they have a lot to share, and for other kids to see that sharing is just as important at the holiday season.
The Salvation Army says the need this year is significant.
We have over 5,500 kids already signed up to get assistance from us this Christmas, and so these kids are just going to put a smile on somebody's face on Christmas morning.
To help teach students about giving, the Salvation Army created a toy box activity kit.
So we delivered the school toy box kits to the teachers and students, and it's really exciting because we filled that with items that we knew the teachers would need. We actually had a teacher consult that put together lesson plans for us based off the Ontario curriculum, so it could fit easily right into their lesson plans that they need to deliver to the students anyways.
For many students, the experience is personal.
It just makes me feel really happy to give toys and stuff to other kids that don't have much.
I think it's great for kids who don't have enough money to get any toys for Christmas.
The Salvation Army hopes the inaugural school toy drive program will expand to even more classrooms next year. The Toy Mountain campaign supports families across the region each holiday season. Last year, more than 100,000 children received toys thanks to donations from schools just like Cedar Hollow Public School. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
Coming up, the Canadian response after an American declaration the Western Hemisphere is theirs. Plus, details on criminal code changes as the federal government reforms intimate partner violence offenses.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We begin tonight with Ontario's
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVLondon.ca, your home for news.
It's time to build a toy mountain. Make this holiday season merry for so many kids. Bring new unwrapped toys to CF Masonville Place.
All in support of the Salvation Army. We will be collecting donations November 21st to December 24th.
With all donations helping families right here in our community. Toy Mountain, supported by Gomez Appliances, London Bass Center, and UBC Built Local 1946.
Let's make this the best toy mountain ever. Visit ctvlondon.ca for more ways to donate.
Canada's National Defence Minister is criticizing a new national security strategy issued by American officials this week. With more on the U.S. plans and the Canadian reaction, here's Judy Trent.
3 government ministers present to announce a nearly $3 million investment in military satellites.
These are not just defense assets, they are nation-building assets.
The satellites will be built and operated in Canada and used to surveil the Arctic and potential incursions from foreign threats.
It will be operated here from Canada by Canadians, so it really is a sovereign capability.
The technology will be used as part of NORAD, North American Air Defense, even as the Trump administration pulls back support of Western allies in its new national security strategy. The White House document calls for the U.S. to restore American preeminence in the Western Hemisphere and demands other nations make the U.S. its partner of choice while discouraging collaboration with others.
We are 2 sovereign states. And what the United States of America chooses to do through its national security strategy is its choice. What we intend to do here with a new Canadian national security strategy is our choice.
Why do I think it's dangerous?
Canada's former ambassador to NATO says the strategy could be viewed as hostile, that it lumps Canada in with Latin America, positioning it as a vassal state existing only to further American interests.
It's a kind of coercive economic nationalism throughout the region, focuses on buy American. We're going to push out competitors out of your markets because we're going to be the preeminent power in the region.
The 30-page document only mentions Canada once. The strategy seeks to weaken China, but also calls for Europe to stand on its own 2 feet. The Kremlin says the American security strategy aligns with Russian policy. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
The federal government tabled new legislation today proposing criminal code changes which would reform the way the justice system deals with both gender-based and intimate partner violence. Abigail Beeman has more on the changes and their significance.
That happened on Mother's Day 2003.
A survivor of attempted intimate partner femicide, Necka McGregor feels lucky she didn't end up a statistic. In 2024, 187 women in Canada were killed violently.
I've spent the last 2+ decades advocating for a lot of the changes that have been proposed today.
McGregor says the Liberals' new legislation goes a long way to end gender-based violence, especially the move to make femicide classified as first-degree murder and a new criminal offense for certain types of coercive and controlling behaviors to help stop abuse before it's too late.
We have an opportunity to better protect kids who are at risk of exploitation and to address very real concerns about violence against women, including violence that could be fatal.
If passed, C-16 will restore a dozen mandatory minimum penalties previously found unconstitutional, but also give courts some discretion to order shorter sentences to address the problem of potential charter infringement. The bill also makes it illegal to distribute deepfakes without someone's consent.
Unless you do X, Y, Z, then I'm going to share that with your family. I am going to post it to all of your friends. And, children are rightfully terrified.
This cybersecurity expert says the bill closes a critical loophole and legislation is long overdue.
The delay in introducing this law has had a profound effect on kids.
There is some overlap from the beleaguered Trudeau-era online harms bill, namely the requirement for internet service providers to notify police about any child porn. But the Justice Minister says this isn't a copy and paste. He hopes to have the support of all parties to pass this bill. It's not yet clear if he will. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Rejoining Julie Atchison now live on location for us tonight. Julie, it sounds like you're checking out the Magic of Lights this week. It's going to be a particularly wintry experience right now.
Yes, absolutely. The winter scene out here will be spectacular with all of those lights twinkling, about 2 million of them in a 2.5 kilometer ride. We're joined by my friend Luke Rodriguez from Afternoons on Virgin Radio. Luke, this is a fun night to be out. We've got the flurries in the air, and you guys are having a special night down here.
We are having a special night, so we're actually taking some donations for Toy Mountain. If you bring a new unwrapped toy down, we'll give you a friendship bracelet because it's a Taylor Swift theme. So when you go through Magic of Lights tonight, you're going to be hearing a lot of Taylor Swift Christmas songs as a result of that.
I mean, that's pretty fun.
It is a fun thing. And listen, this is one of the donations we got right here. These are fun things that you can actually bring down for your chance to win some Virgin Radio swag. So.
And have you been through the Magic of Lights yet?
I did it backwards. So I got here early and I got to do it the other way, and it is spectacular. It's a good time. Okay. And I think it's actually going to be better with the snow coming in.
Yeah,
so
I definitely think it gives it that real festive feel. And of course, Magic of Lights is open until January 3rd. Thank you so much for joining us. If people want to support Toy Mountain, how else can they do it?
ToyMountain.ca. You can also go to our website, 975virginradio.ca too.
All right, Luke, have a great night down here.
You too.
Okay, thanks. Bye. All right, we got conditions across our region. We got snowfall warnings in effect. And in terms of how much is coming tonight, likely 10 centimeters overnight and even more as we head into tomorrow. Today, -1 and -18. It was a climb out of the deep freeze this morning. Temperatures, look at that, well below normal. We should be at +2. So we're sitting at our high right now. I'm expecting in the next hour that we'll see that freezing mark. The winds out of the southwest at 24 kilometers per hour. And the winds a bit gusty, especially tomorrow. Wind chill outside. It feels like -7. I can confirm it feels like -7. Mount Forest, Kitchener-Waterloo feeling close to a -10. So we had that first batch of snow come through early this morning, generally 2 to 4 centimeters with that. Greasy road conditions. And then as we head through the day, things were cloudy, and now we have some light freezing drizzle coming down. Alberta Clipper. This has got some snow with it, and it's going to pack a punch. That low will cruise in overnight, and timing of this is not ideal for early morning commuters. My kids keep asking me, are we going to have a snow day? Are we going to have a snow day? There's the potential for that heading into tomorrow with that snow coming overnight. Now, I know crews will be out working quite hard to clear the roads, and there's an interesting component to this forecast because there's some mild air coming in, and that could change snowfall amounts. Temperatures through the overnight, climbing to about 0 to +1 in some areas, and then holding steady. Now watch as that snow comes in. There is a little sneaky bit of warm air that's going to push its way northward. As that pushes up, that will change snowfall amounts. So the north end of the city will likely see higher amounts than the south end, and we will transition to that rain-snow mix mid-morning. So that will put the brakes on snowfall amounts. But do you see how the winds shift there? That's the lake effect snow coming off Lake Huron as we head into Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So that will be also a big issue in terms of flurries and squalls developing on the back end of this system. So this first push, as you can see, snowfall amounts overnight, generally anywhere from 5 to 10 centimeters. And then as we head into Wednesday evening, the potential for some more as the snow squalls set up. So that first push coming overnight, we won't get a whole lot of snow through the day tomorrow, but it will be tomorrow night when flurries and squalls develop. So winds out of the southwest to start. By the late afternoon, evening, the wind shift northwest, and that will activate Lake Huron. Forecast high tomorrow coming in at +2, and that leads to that mixy, messy weather. All right, the next 7 flurries and squalls develop Wednesday night. The temperature drops. Squalls Thursday, -4. -3 on Friday. Friday night flurries, and then another blast of cold coming in for the weekend. That will generate flurries and snow squalls Saturday and Sunday. Mainly cloudy on Monday and -5. Look at these temperatures. It's cold. It's well below normal with overnight lows from -7 to -9. We are counting down to holidays, and many people traveling this weekend, please be aware that we will be in and out of flurries all weekend with some cold air. +1 in Midwestern Ontario tomorrow. Here on Perth, you'll get about 10 centimeters. Grey Bruce as well, and then flurries and squalls develop. Now, locales, areas downwind of Lake Huron, not everyone will see the squalls heading into Wednesday night, but everyone's going to pick up that snow tomorrow. Along the northern shoreline of Lake Erie, that snow will be mixed with rain, and we will see more of a wintry mix, so expect minimal accumulations if you're Chatham-Kent area, the southern part, as well as Elgin County. So Magic of Lights, 2 million lights, hundreds of displays. It's animated, 2.5 kilometers long, and again, proceeds of the tickets go to support the Children's Health Foundation, and you can get your tickets at magicoflights.com/London for all info. And again, a great way to kick off the holiday season. There's a steady stream of cars coming in for Swiftmas, and I can't wait to get in my car and drive through. I'm going to rock out to some Taylor Swift and enjoy the Christmas lights. Carlyle, back to you.
Enjoy, Julie. Cheers. Still ahead, inherent risks when renting a high-end vehicle. A gap in coverage if you've got low-end insurance.
We were talking this morning about a list of the worst Christmas songs that came out. Alvin and the Chipmunks was #1.
It's just like so grating on the ears. Christmas Shoes was like surprisingly low. TJ, I was surprised All I Want for Christmas by You wasn't on the list. It's just everywhere all the time.
We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Hit the road with Mickey Mouse and his pals for a high-octane ride when Disney on Ice presents Road Trip Adventures at Canada Life Place from January 15th to 18th. Enter online at ctvlondon.ca for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets.
A new poll from RBC suggests parents are struggling to keep up with costs this holiday season. The poll found more than half the families who responded reported their budget is too tight to purchase what they want for their kids. Meanwhile, nearly 50% said they felt pressured to buy more for their children than they can afford. Nearly every respondent indicated they're concerned about the cost of living rising higher in the new year. A warning for anyone needing a rental car for holiday travel. The type of insurance you have may impact coverage for the vehicle you rent. As Pat Foran reports, there may be limitations on more expensive rides.
Ellen Economopoulos of Toronto took a road trip in Alberta with her children this past summer. She rented a vehicle, but unfortunately the windshield cracked after being hit by a piece of gravel.
On the way back to Calgary, I got a
I noticed that there was a big loud sound in my windshields.
Economopoulos had car rental coverage through her credit card, but when she submitted a claim, it was denied because she was told the vehicle she rented was too expensive.
I didn't know about that, and I was a little bit shocked because I said, well, at least I'm lucky that it was only a windshield.
The insurance company, Global XL, said vehicles not covered are any vehicle with a manufacturer's suggested retail price, excluding all taxes, over $65,000 Canadian. The vehicle rented was a Dodge Durango RT 2025 with an MSRP of $73,695. As such, we are unable to cover any expenses in relation to your claim.
Are we supposed to ask how much the car is worth? I don't know. Whose job is it to tell us that?
My advice to anyone would be to read those provisions carefully.
The Insurance Bureau of Canada says whether it's a credit card or your own auto insurance policy, there may be limits on the type and value of vehicles you're allowed to rent. You really need to check the policy.
It may say $50,000, it may say $60,000. Each insurance company may have a different limit.
You can contact your insurance company to see if you can purchase additional coverage that will cover more expensive rental vehicles.
If you drive a Honda Civic and you pay a premium for a Honda Civic, it makes no sense to go and rent a Lamborghini with Honda Civic insurance.
Economopoulos had to pay $600 for the windshield repair, but is relieved that was the only damage done.
I rented so many cars and I didn't know that. And that's actually kind of dangerous because I could be liable for so much more.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Health Canada issued a recall today for McCain's frozen tater tots because of possible plastic contamination. Tasty Taters products from the frozen food brand are part of the recall, which warned the affected crispy potato bites were distributed nationally in 800-gram and 1.8-kilogram packages. Strength in financial stocks helped Canada's main stock index rise today. The TSX gained 74 points. In New York, the Dow fell 179. The Nasdaq added 31. The Canadian dollar down a modest 0.04 cents today. On commodity markets, gold gained more than $18 an ounce. Oil lost 63 cents a barrel. When we come back, a Calgary couple trying to sell a laptop who ended up fighting off a smash and grab robbery. Welcome back. Microsoft has announced its biggest ever investment in Canada, $7.5 billion over the next 2 years. According to officials with the tech giant, that brings their total Canadian investment to $19 billion between 2023 and 2027. They say much of the money will support artificial intelligence projects. They also say the company is launching a plan to promote and protect Canada's digital sovereignty. A Calgary couple's violent encounter with attempted robbers was caught on their security cameras. They're sharing their experience, hoping others will hear it and be more cautious when selling items to strangers. Kevin Green reports.
Saturday afternoon, Jason Nguyen was trying to sell a laptop. He let a pair of prospective buyers into his Dover home to test it. Seconds later, a can of bear spray was unleashed in his face.
The moment that I turned towards the laptop, that's when I was hit with the bear spray. They sprayed all across my face, towards the eye, and at that point, I'm just acting reactively. For me, the safety of my wife is priority.
His wife, Nan Au, heard the commotion and ran out of their bedroom. By then, Nguyen was being pulled out the front door.
I see he's being dragged outside, and in front of our house, we have the shovel. So I just grabbed the shovel and kick in the individual that hurting my husband and to let him let go.
As Al kept swinging the shovel, one of the men broke away and ran down the steps, then turned and began kicking Nguyen in the ribs.
I'm really scared. I'm mostly scaring for our life.
But the assailants weren't finished yet. After kicking Nguyen in the front yard, one of them ran back into the house.
So he dropped his phone. So he came in and he picked up his phone. At that point, I still didn't know why he was re-entering our home, right? And so I started attacking him.
The attackers never did get the laptop, but the assault left the family home's wall stained with bear spray residue and Nguyen's arms and legs covered in bruises. The Calgary Police Service says it is investigating whether this attack is connected to other online sale robberies in the city.
And do we have people out there doing this on the regular? Regrettably, yes, we do. Do we know this is tied to one of those things? We don't know that yet, but we'll certainly be looking into that.
The Better Business Bureau says incidents like this underscore the risk of letting strangers into your home to complete a transaction.
Don't meet without at least one other person. When you go somewhere, make sure it's a busy public spot, and that will go a long ways to ensuring your safety.
Both police and the BBB say one of the safest places to complete an online sale is in the parking lot of a police station, but even then they advise doing it in daylight for maximum safety. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
A dangerous rollover crash was caught on dash cam in Winnipeg. The person driving a pickup truck swerves across both traffic lanes, then flips on the median. It rolled but lands back upright, and the driver actually gets back on the road and keeps going. Local RCMP say the truck was actually stolen earlier in the day and was later found abandoned.
What a year it's been for KP's Rescue 975. Thanks to the incredible efforts of Animal Alert and Happy's Place and the support of our amazing viewers, over 30 lovable pups have found their forever homes. Meeting these furry friends and helping them start a new chapter has been truly rewarding. A special thank you to London's Airport Kia for making every arrival stylish and joyful. To everyone who shared, commented, and opened their hearts to adoption, you made this possible. We're excited to do it all again in 2026. Stay tuned for more wagging tails and happy stories.
Thank you to Darlene Smith for sending this photo in. This is Harry, and he is ready for the holidays. A snowfall warning in effect. Snow overnight into early Wednesday, 10 to 20 centimeters. Snow changing to rain and mixed precipitation along the northern shoreline of Lake Erie. Southwest winds shift northwest heading into Wednesday afternoon, ushering in a cold air mass. Flurries will continue and the risk of snow squalls into Thursday. We're in for some wild winter weather in southern Ontario.
Union leaders are pushing back after the Prime Minister provided new details on a back-to-the-office plan for federal workers. They say those public servants already have enough to worry about with substantial layoffs in the works. Austin Lee reports.
There will likely be different levels of return depending on seniority, depending on role, and obviously depending on capacity.
At the Mayor's breakfast Monday morning, Prime Minister Mark Carney suggesting federal public servants may soon have to spend more time in the office, coming as a surprise to union leaders.
I'm just shocked that that is where he chose to announce it versus actually telling his employees or even contacting the unions.
Last week, La Presse quoted an internal document from the Treasury Board Secretariat indicating the government is considering a full-time return to the office starting in January. Since then, unions say they have been trying to get clarification from the government to no avail.
There was no conversation. In fact, I have been inquiring since we had a leak. We found a slide, and we've been asking the question, what is this? And I've heard nothing back.
Some workers say there are already issues with office space.
Right now, it's kind of a little bit of, musical chairs. You're not really sure where you're going to be every single week.
It's hard to come back here and feel like this is my work spot. It's just, everything just keeps changing.
Ottawa's mayor says the city is preparing for workers to possibly spend more time downtown.
We're building more public transit. We're increasing the frequency of public transit. And we're about to open the East End extension of LRT.
The Prime Minister says to expect clarification in the weeks ahead.
We will be engaging with the public sector unions on the modalities of that, the appropriate levels of that. We will come to a sharper view on it over the course of the next several weeks.
But in the meantime, workers are left to wonder what comes next.
We feel like we're not actually being communicated that information, even though we all know it's the likelihood.
Austin Lee, CTV News.
Ontario's largest ski resort is now open. Blue Mountain officially opened to the public this morning. Resort officials say night skiing will begin Thursday. Mount St. Louis Moonstone and Horseshoe Valley both opened last week. Snow Valley Resort is set to open this Friday. Welcome back. Finally tonight, two Canadian-born twins making history on the game show Jeopardy. As John Venevalley-Rao reports, their trivia skills seem to run in the family.
We asked Ray Lalonde what it was like when he was first on Jeopardy back in 2023 and had a remarkable winning streak.
I won 13 games in a row.
It was something only about a dozen contestants had ever done in the 60-year history of the game. And now Ray and his brother making more Jeopardy history.
Honestly, it's a little surreal.
A medical physicist from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Ron Lalonde.
Surreal because that is Ray's twin who's been on the show this month.
And if our champion, Ron Lalonde, looks familiar to you, that's not just deja vu. You're thinking of his identical twin brother, Ray, who was also a Jeopardy champion.
The pair were raised in Thunder Bay and came from a family of 7 kids. Ron says they grew up watching Jeopardy long before Alex Trebek was the host.
My mother's a huge fan, and so we watched that pretty much every night in the old Art Fleming days back in the 70s.
The brothers have an amazing ability to remember trivia, and when Ray got on the show, Ron decided to keep trying himself to be a contestant.
And having the same kind of mind, I figured I'd do pretty well as well, so wanted to have that chance.
In the family.
Host Ken Jennings joking that Ron could in fact be Ray trying to get back on the show.
Is there a way to prove that you are not in fact Ray Lalonde inventing a twin just to get a second crack at Jeopardy?
He's here.
He's here today. Hi, Ray.
Ray says it's been fun to see his brother compete.
My friends are calling me up going, I can't believe I almost thought that was you on TV again.
And while twins have been on Jeopardy before, Ron and Ray are the first to both win multiple games. And they say they have siblings that are even smarter.
Ron.
What are rocking chairs?
That's right.
Encouraging them to also try out for the show. John Venevalley-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
And that's it for us. Thanks for watching. For your latest local headlines, you can always head to our website. I'm back tonight with your late news at 11. Bye for now.